Hello, 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 and welcome to our nursing news you can use at 5. I'm Tina Baxter, and I'm your host. And I wanted to go ahead and jump in and say hi to those of you that are on our Baxter Professional Services page, and those that you are on the Nurse Shark Academy page, and those that are on YouTube. I want to thank you for being here today, which is July the 19th, 2023. And we're going to go ahead and just hop right in because I have a brief, quick announcement before we move into our next event. So let's go ahead and get started. So, our first inspirational quote for today: if you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. That's from Albert Einstein. And then our second quote: dreams do not have an expiration date. Dreams do not have an expiration date. And our last quote: sometimes you've just got to cheer for yourself. Sometimes you've just got to cheer for yourself. So we're going to have a very light news day today because we have to get into our challenge. We're right in the midst of our How to Start Your Own Nursing Assistant Training School challenge, and today is day 2, and we're going to talk about curriculum development. So I'm very excited about that, and I want to make sure that we end this broadcast on time so I can hop on over there at 5:30 and be ready for that. So if you have not signed up for our challenge, and you're here on our Facebook page, you need to go to the challenge group, the Nurse Shark Academy challenge group, and get into the challenge group to become part of the challenge. You can also sign up on the nursesharkacademy.biz to sign up for our challenge to get VIP. And then once you're VIP, you can get into the Zoom to do the live Q&A afterwards. So that's only for VIP members. So I'm excited about that as well. And it looks like we've got some things happening. So that's happening this afternoon at 5:30. It is in the Nurse Shark Academy page challenge group. So just to let you know, those of you that are on our Nurse Shark Academy page, if you haven't joined the challenge group, you need to do so in order to get the replay. All right, let's get into the news. This story came out, I think I found it on LinkedIn. It was on LinkedIn when I first was aware of this story. And I commented on it because to me, there is always more to the story. And so I want to really get into it. This is from nurse.org, and this is about a mother who stabs a nurse and takes her baby from the NICU. So this is very recent. It just happened last week. And it says on Thursday, July the 13th, Kendra Green, 31, entered the neonatal intensive care unit, or the NICU, at a local hospital and removed her newborn baby from the ventilator while threatening staff members with a knife. She stabbed several hospital staff members, including nurses, while leaving. Police responded to the stabbing at Palms West Hospital, located at 13001 Southern Boulevard in Loxahatchee. After arriving, police realized that Green had left the hospital with the medically fragile newborn and immediately issued an arrest warrant search for the baby. The infant was found at Green's family member's home and was transported back to the hospital. The baby is currently in stable condition, as reported by 7 News Miami. Green has since been charged with aggravated child abuse, 2 counts of aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, battery and resisting an officer without violence. 3 staff members were treated and released for non-life-threatening injuries after attempting to intervene with Green as she was leaving the unit. The names of the staff members have not been released as of the time of this article. Now, when I first read this, my first thought was, once again, we have lax in safety when it comes to hospitals. People can get in and do things, bring weapons into the hospital very easily. Know this for a fact because my husband, has been in the hospital, and people can kind of come and go. It is an open place, it's a public place, but we really don't do a good job of providing for safety and protocols. And so that was the first thing that popped in my head. But then as I reread the story and I thought about it, I said, but it sounds also that to me that this was a mother in crisis. And my first thought was, maybe she has postpartum psychosis. Maybe, she was fearful for her life, for the child's life, trying to get away from, uh, abusive ex. We don't know, right? And then this story came out afterwards. And this to me is just how appalling our mental health care is in this country. ABC 25 reports updated on this story, and this is why I wanted to bring this out, because we do a horrible job of labeling people on social media. So a lot of people were very quick to judge this mother, that and I was too. I'm gonna admit, my first thought was, we should do more for the nurses. But then I also thought, after I read it, but do we do what we were supposed to do for that patient, for the mother? So this is a story from the news, and it says the mother of the woman accused of stealing her own baby from a local hospital and stabbing 3 nurses who tried to stop her said her daughter is mentally ill and not a criminal. So the grandmother let people know, hey, her daughter is mentally ill. Dion Green said of her daughter, Kendra Green, beautiful girl, likes to dress up. Any 20-year-old girl likes to put on her makeup, happy-go-lucky girl. Police said Kendra walked into the Palms West Hospital around 10:30 Thursday night and removed a 3-day-old daughter, Princess, from the intensive care unit, assaulting 3 nurses. Dion said, that's the grandmother, said, that is a bomb exploding right there, and that's what happened. She exploded. Dion said Kendra was diagnosed with schizophrenia 3 years ago. So this is, again, an issue, because when I kind of pinged it and I thought, oh my goodness, who was managing her care, whether it's the OB or the psychiatrist or whoever. But I said, this is tragic that this happened. And so now this mother may lose custody of her child. This is horrible all the way around. But anyway, so Dion said, the grandmother, that her medication was very effective, but she stopped taking the meds shortly before she got pregnant. By the time she was 41 weeks pregnant, Dion said Kendra's mental health had significantly declined. She goes on to say that she was well past her due date, and because she's past her due date, her hormones are double raging. Dion says she took Kendra to multiple hospitals and contacted law enforcement, but nobody would help. She got Kendra checked into Palms West on July 7th, but said Kendra quickly had 2 mental breakdowns. She's like, quote, I hate you. And she starts screaming and crying like a mad person at the top of her voice. Dion said Kendra gave birth to Princess on July 10th, but only got worse after the baby was placed in the NICU to help her breathe. Dion has since learned Kendra believed that Princess was in danger. And so this is a mother who has schizophrenia, who was off of her medication, who just delivered. And so there could have been some postpartum psychosis at play here on top of her schizophrenia. And again, I'm not diagnosing her, but she was in trouble. And my question is, was anybody treating her when she was in the hospital having this baby? And so Kendra, allegedly, according to Dion, the grandmother, says she said the hospital kidnapped her baby and she's going to get her baby one way or another from the hospital. And so that makes me wonder, where was the mental health care of this mother, knowing that she has this history? And I can imagine she was probably exhibiting some psychosis when she was in the hospital, because I don't think, according to what the mother said, she had 2 mental breakdowns while she was there. Why wasn't she being treated? And I'm not saying I don't know if she wasn't, I don't know for sure, but it just seems suspicious. I think that this is one where they let her fall through the cracks. And so Dion, the grandmother, says that this led to Kendra's actions on Thursday night, and that she hopes people will see Kendra isn't a criminal. She just needs help. And this is what goes back to us judging on social media so quickly and making rapid judgments based on what we hear one snippet of the story. And so I want to caution us, and I'm cautioning myself to do that. And so when I read this, I'm like, there seems to be something more to this story. And I'm glad that more came out, that we understand that this mother's plight. And so she says, this is from Dion's mother. When people do stuff like that, you don't lock them in prison. Prison is not the place. She needs to go to a psych hospital. Kendra faces multiple charges, including aggravated battery and aggravated child abuse. Dion says she will care for Princess once she is discharged from the hospital, hopefully next week. And so the grandmother's going to take the child. But I'm hoping that the mother gets the mental health care that she needs. And so that's the story I wanted to share. So it's twofold because, again, we've talked about the lack of security that can happen. And in particular, in a NICU setting, you would think that there would kind of be a little bit more, I don't know, extra security. But I guess at 10:30 at night, nobody would think about that. And I don't know. But this goes beyond that. My question now is, what type of care did this mother get when she was in the hospital and she had those two mental breakdowns and they just let her go, knowing that she's not in a mental place where she should be? Because according to the mother, she had the mental breakdowns in the hospital. There's so much more to this story and many questions. And so let's talk about it. Let me know what you think. But that's it for the news for today, because this is a story that came up and it made me think about this most recent story. And I just listened to the press conference. And again, this is not exactly related to nursing, although it kind of is. But about the young lady that went missing and turned up at her family's home a couple days later. She's saying that she was kidnapped. The police are saying that, according to the press release, that the information that they have gathered and the evidence is not supportive of that as of right now. So there's all these questions about why she did it and if she's not telling the truth and all of this. And we don't know all of the facts. And that's why I wanted to talk about that, because a lot of times we make rapid judgments and we judge people online and, without getting all the facts. And so I want us to caution us about that. But it also goes to speak to, again, the issue of mental health care in this country. And I'm a big advocate for providing people with the adequate care that they need. I can tell you that there are people that fall through the cracks. It's sad to say. And part of it is, again, back to the lack of prescribers. We don't have enough psychiatrists. We don't have enough psychiatric mental health nurse practitioners. We don't have enough staff to meet the needs. And as we've seen coming out of COVID, the needs have increased. And there's a lot more anxiety and depression and fear that we have to deal with. And so I say this to say we can do better in this country. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off here. It's going to be a very short show because I want to get ready for our challenge. So those of you that are interested in joining us for the challenge, go to nursesharkacademy.biz. You can register for the challenge there and get into our Facebook group, the Nurse Shark Academy Challenge Facebook group. It's not the page, it's the group. The Nurse Shark Academy Challenge group is where you need to go if you want to be a part of our challenge today. So I'm very excited for that. And just a reminder that if maybe you can't come to the live, but you want to see it later, you can catch the replay in the challenge group. But tomorrow's the last day. And once the challenge is over, those videos will come down. So if you want training on how to start your nursing assistant training school, this is a good time to get into this. This is the first time I've offered this training. I'm kind of excited about it because, again, this is my first time offering this. We've had the nurse business leadership trainings. We've had a lot of different other trainings, but this is the first time that I've offered a training where we're giving you really practical advice on one particular thing, one particular avenue. And I just relaunched my CNA training school. And I thought, what better time to celebrate that relaunch than to teach others how to launch and start their own CNA training school. So I'm looking forward to that. And I will see you over there. All right. Bye-bye for now.